Well, it's just on the 4-4-2. I'm outside the DW Stadium today. It's Wigan versus Luton. I'm here with Adam, who does the Wigan podcast. I'm here with Ian, who's the supporters club liaison officer. How are you doing, boys? All right?
Yeah, great, thanks. Yeah,
very well.
Very positive at the moment.
5 unbeaten. Where's this form come from?
Well, I mean, we've been playing well for most of the season, but you've just given late goals away. We've got 32 points from winning positions, and I just think bringing Balogun in at the back has been an astute sign, and he's bringing that composure when we take the lead, and we're just seeing the games out really.
You won the last 3. Big win last week against West Brom at their place, unbelievable.
Yeah, I don't think many saw that coming, to be fair, did they? But it's typical of us that we went to Leeds and did the same as well. So, it's looking good for us at the moment. But we've got some big games coming up the next few weeks.
Fancy it today against Luton?
Well, you've got to really, haven't you? We beat the top 2 away from home. You'd think this was one of those games where we should win quite comfortably. But being Wigan fans, I'm not taking anything for granted. I'm hoping we're going to win, but I'm not necessarily expecting us to win.
Yeah, big 3 points today, I think, and like I said, we've got a couple of big games coming up, so it's in our own hands at the end of the day.
Well, I like it again. I was there for Sheffield Wednesday game, and everyone was a bit doom and gloom, and there was some fans saying, Paul Cook out and all the rest of it, and all of a sudden this upturning form. It's where's it been?
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things from that game that was big because obviously we came from behind to win a game, scored late on, whereas we've been conceding late on. And actually, I think in that game as well, Captain Sam Morsey really lifted the team. And during this run of 1 defeat in 8, he's been the man, the catalyst really, who's driven us on. And he's been walking a tightrope with he just one more booking. If he gets through today, we're up to 15. And he's managed to get through, I think, 8 or 9 games without getting booked. And yet, driving us on in that midfield.
Ian, if you feel as if you get the win today, do you think you'll be staying up, or is it too soon to predict?
It's too soon for me. I'll be safe. I'll be happy when we're safe officially, but I think we'll be okay. What about you, Adam? Are you confident?
Yeah, I'm fairly confident now because I think we've done the hard bit to sort of bridge that gap. It was 6 points at one point, and 6 points is a big gap when you're not winning matches. We've now got out of the bottom 3, and as Paul Cook says, the job starts here. We just can't afford to drop back into that bottom 3. So today, got to get the 3 points, gives us a little bit more of a buffer with Luton, and then we've got quite a few 6-pointers coming up in March. I think we'll know where we are at the end of this month.
So, listen.
I can cut this out, it's
So are you confident with Paul Cook at the helm? Do you think you make a change in the summer, or where do you go from here?
No, I'm confident. I've always been a Cook fan. I know he's had his moments, but 100% in for me.
Yeah, I mean, I do the Progress with Unity podcast, and we've always been relatively positive, but we got to a point in sort of November, December where there was a split. But I was on the Cooking, and to be honest, if we stay up and better last season, I mean, I can't see any reason for change. We've brought in quite a lot of players, relatively young players, in the summer, and we've got to give them more time to sort of develop, really. And I think Paul Cook's the man. All through this bad run, I'd never saw a point where this sort of cliche of losing the dressing room. I think they were all fighting for him. We just couldn't get over the line in games, and I think he's the man to take us forward.
I think it's a credit to the club that they've stuck by him, because in these days the managers get changed every 5 minutes. So I think it's a real credit to the club that we've stuck by him, and hopefully now we're on the other side.
Yeah, and social media world as well. I mean, I'm sure there is some monitoring of social media, and even in the stands in the sort of dark days of December and early January, there was a bit of discontent there, and the owners have got to be brave. They knew he was the man for the job, but sometimes it's difficult when a lot of the fans are sort of leaning towards changing the manager. So I think a lot of credit to Darren Royal, the owners, and Jonathan Jackson.
I was at Huddersfield against Bristol City midweek last week. I had a Huddersfield fan say to me that he doesn't want their team to go up. He doesn't want their team to go to the Premier League because he gets battered and battered every week. He wants to win every week. Do you guys dream of getting to the Premier League, or?
Well, 100%, yeah. That's the place you want to be, yeah. You've got to test yourself against the bigger teams.
And why not? Sheffield United were playing League One football 4 years ago, and they're going to finish at least in the top half of the Premier League. You've got to be in there, haven't you, and give it a go. I think it depends you know, what you do when you get up there. Do you give it a go, or do you just roll over? I think Huddersfield last season did that, to be honest. I think they just rolled over and just accepted that they were getting relegated. Where I think a team like Wigan, you know, we've shown over the last couple of years, we've beat some big sides in cup matches. You know, we can raise our game for the big games. We've won at two sides who probably are going to be in the Premier League next season. So that is Wigan. We are the proverbial underdogs, and we like it.
And finally, what's your score predictions for today?
I'm going to go for Wigan Athletic 2, Luton 0.
I'm going to go big. I'll go 3-0 Wigan.
3-0
3-0 Wigan.
Adam, thanks for your time.
Yeah, cheers.
Ian, thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.